This is the If More Let's Divide podcast.
Yo, guys, Charlie, what did happen? Another week, another episode. Welcome to the If More Let's Divide podcast. For this episode, not going to talk much with the intro, but shout out to Atunwa the guitar, shout out to Mark Mason, shout out to everybody from the Atunwa team, and shout out to our listeners, shout out to all those who watch our 25, listeners and our 25 viewers. We thank you so much. I'm joking, Charlie. But you guys for subscribe, you guys for follow us everywhere. Fred, what happened?
Ching.
You doing good?
Ching. I'm alive. Can't complain.
Chai Fred, what do you know about our guest for today?
So I was telling her before, the set started rolling, that I first heard her name through someone. And then I looked her up and I thought she was dope. And yeah, we did our first live event.
And she repped. I have to put that video out.
Yeah, and she showed up and
Wacko.
I was like, wow. And then speaking to her was so refreshing in person. She seems like a dope personality. Yep. So that's about the labyrinth of what I know about Ria.
We don't have to do much. We don't have to talk plenty about our guest today because we know that you have seen her, you have heard about her, and all the amazing stuff that she is up to and has been doing. Without further ado, help us welcome Ria Boss!
Booyaka!
Ria Boss!
What up, everybody?
The balls.
I like this intro, pa.
Yeah, Charlie. What up?
I'm cool. How are you doing?
So sad that we are not friends, like I said, because I think you are cool. You are the coolest.
So maybe from today we have to try and be friends.
Yeah, your
right?
energy has always been on point, radiant, especially when you are on stage.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I take
What's
it.
going on?
Everything is cool. I just released a new EP, so I'm
I
feeling
was
very
listening
special.
to it.
You were?
Yeah. I've been listening to it.
How you feel
since
about
you
it?
dropped it? Very, very cool. The first track is fire.
Thank you. That's most people's favorite right now.
Did you intentionally put it at number one?
Yes, I did intentionally put it there. I was talking to someone.
Wow.
So I needed that to be the first thing I got off my chest, and we can keep it pushing.
The production.
Yeah.
Love it.
The production is on point.
Thank you.
Who produced it?
So all songs are produced by Henry D'Souza Nelson.
Shouts.
The second song was mixed by Sammy Cube. And then the other two songs, Insane Oggy, who is with 99 Faces.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Chadak Squad and 99 Faces. Have you ever seen? You have seen them.
I think
Mensa
they're
had a show.
great, yeah.
Mensa had a show at Bando or something.
Yeah.
And you were there.
Yeah.
See, another time we hang out.
Yeah. Okay, cool, fair.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Receipts.
Charlie. Shout out to 99 Faces.
That's such a dope name, though.
Yeah,
to come up with that name.
99
Yeah.
Faces is a dope name, right?
Yeah.
Crazy name.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Is it because they're also a large
Yeah, squad.
Yeah.
and
Then
it's-
we click. Then we
Yeah.
click.
They give me like Odd Future
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah, exactly.
And each of them is really good at other things apart from music.
Yeah. Charlie.
Shout
Ria,
out to that.
what's popping?
I'm feeling good though. I've been excited to come here since you messaged me. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, we were trying to get you, but we're going through your guy Joe Wacko, and I know Joe Wacko wasn't doing a good job. But shout out to that guy. That
The
guy.
ADD.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. What are you working on now? Promoting your new EP?
Wow, right now, promoting my new EP. To be fair, the reason I dropped the waiting room is because it's like a literal waiting room. I've been working on other music, and my fans, my kittens, they're always like, Ria, you make us wait too long. So I was like, as I'm sort of still sequencing the next project, and I also have to do some rearrangements, I was like, why not just drop a little something so it's like they're sitting in the waiting room waiting to enter Cat Mama world. So this is just take hold body small.
Are they, sorry, Fred.
No,
Are
go
they
ahead.
old songs or they are songs that you specially wrote recently for this?
These songs, so I also work with Black Girls Glow.
Shouts.
And so we just finished our residency that we were away at Bojo Beach Resort. And so because we kind of ask our fellows to collaborate and create an album in a week, I just told myself, let me use this opportunity while we're away to make some new stuff. So I literally made all that music 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fire.
Dope stuff.
And released it
Fire,
with the quickness.
fire.
Yeah.
Do you make beats?
Yes, I do.
So
I
do
produce, I can mix, I can master, I can do all of that.
What?
Yeah. That girl, she doesn't sleep.
One woman band. The boss.
Yeah.
Shall I Fred?
That I mean is I'm glad that came up quickly because one of the things I read about you was the song to a show that you really cared about. Now I can't remember the name of the show. Terrible me. But yeah, you said you wrote that song, you produced it, you mixed it.
Yeah,
you
it was
did
on
everything.
I May Destroy You. The
Yes,
Michaela
I May
Cole-
Destroy You.
Michaela-
Thank
yeah.
you. And I'm like, I didn't think you don't normally hear of women producers,
Yeah.
mixers, and all that stuff. What led you to that?
So when I first started doing music, I was always doing it from my bedroom. And so I sort of challenged myself to learn how to make beats. So I'd get like a little MIDI keyboard and all of that. Or I would use my vocals or my voice as a pattern or a base for like production. And then I would build upon that. And it was really because at the time I didn't have the community around me to do it. And so I just taught myself. And then I realized, oh, okay, I kind of really like this. So like I also went to the Musicians Institute in LA and like I got certified in production and mixing and mastering. as well.
Bougie. Big time. But you said like at that time you didn't have the community around.
Yeah, like
you.
when I first started
you
putting
in
out
Ghana?
music, I was in Ghana. Yeah, I was also super shy. So I was
Wow.
also there was this nervousness of even going to ask people. And so because of that, I was like, no, you have to figure out how to do this on your own. And then I did, and then I started putting music out, and that actually brought me community. And so from then I started meeting people like Edwin. I mean, if he has a dear friend. So like
Shells.
all of them used to start putting me on. So shout out, and Jules as well. Shout out to
Hey,
Jules. Yeah, Jules was
Jules.
one of my first
Yeah.
songs that I put out was Jules produced. So, yeah.
Shout out to Jews. Shout out to Jews. So how did you break that cycle? That you being shy? Like how did you finally, because people find it difficult to. People don't know this. I'm a very, very shy guy.
Oh, please.
Shy guy, kind of
Yo,
guy.
yeah.
You're shy.
I am extremely
Okay.
shy.
You know what? Actually, yeah, okay.
I
I'll take that.
had to fight. And even now, I get tensed and nervous every now and then. Like
Yeah.
I'm very, very shy. And it took a whole lot to break that.
Yeah, me too.
At first, stammer. Like I used to stammer crazy.
Yeah.
Or I had to put in work. So with you being shy and you being indoors producing your own thing, how did you break that cycle and what informed that decision?
So I have 4 different personalities, right? And so like a lot of my fans know that in Cat Mama world, there exist 4 different personalities. There's Maria. There's like the original. There's Ria Boss. There's Cat Mama. There's Hajia Kitty. And for all of them, they take on a role in my life. So Maria is super shy. But I decided to give myself a persona, which is Cat Mama and Ria Boss, who are like the really outspoken, confident. And so it's almost like I'm acting. It's like I've given myself a role. It's sort of like Beyonce, Sasha Fierce kind of vibe. And when I do that, it's almost like I've separated it from myself. So it becomes fun to do. Like I've taken on the persona. So when I'm on stage, usually you're seeing Ria Boss or you're seeing Cat Mama or maybe Hajia because she's the rap alter ego.
Yeah.
So then they kind of like they're not shy. But Maria, she's the shy one.
I will recommend a book for you to read. Tell Me Your Dreams by Sidney Sheldon.
Tell Me Your Dreams.
By
Okay.
Sidney Sheldon.
Noted.
It's about MPDs,
Alters.
alters and all that. Child. Crazy, very, very,
I
very
love
crazy.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right up my alley.
Alter egos.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were going here, but it's fun. It's fun to hear. I was just listening to Berna say the same thing about. He didn't quite put it in terms of alter egos, but he said, why is it that people are willing to let actors act and not judge them and say, why didn't you make that movie again? When artists are trying to express themselves, musicians that is,
Right.
their fans tend to be like, oh, we like that sound or we like that project.
Like, go
we
back
want
to
to
that.
go back to that, want my old shit by my old album, right? But how do you deal with that? How do you navigate being, you have all these personas within your creative universe. Do you deal with like fans requesting a particular one or
Yes, I
wanting
do.
you to?
Especially right now, I have a lot of my fans that are like, where's Hajia Kitty? Because they like to hear me rapping. But I think each of the personas get their time in the light. And so I'm never really in a rush to put out anything under that particular persona. I just know that it's happening. Like, for example, this new release that I have, I think it's more so Ria Boss and Hajia Kitty that are in the light right now because Hajia, she's a little cutthroat with it. She'll tell you the truth. And so, yeah, it just really depends. But when my fans are like, where's Hajia? I'm like, don't worry, she there. She'll come when she comes. Yeah.
Out of these four, right, which one is always, or which one is mostly you?
Cat mama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like
Kitty
me every day.
Kitty, cat mama, pussy cat, pussy, Ejamwa, Joseph,
Why do
and
you have
all
to say
that.
it like that?
No, I mean cats, Joseph, and all that.
Yes, all those things.
I've never called a real cat in my life pussy before.
Neither have I. So.
Never. Like,
I used to call cats pussy.
Really?
Pussycat or pussycat.
Tumbo.
Yeah.
Right in this dance woman here. I mean, in this North Gate.
Yeah,
Let's call them
pussycat.
Say,
just.
come here, pussycat.
Yeah, but back then though, until I realized what pussy could be.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I never did.
You have been so strong. Anytime I enter your Twitter or I enter your Instagram, there is a cat somewhere.
but for sure, they've got to be present somewhere.
Like, why a cat?
I think first I'm like obsessed with cats as pets. That's like the first thing. But like growing up, I was also super into Egyptian mythology and the daughters of Ra. So when you think of, even though Ra has Hathor, which isn't necessarily like a cat goddess, there's Sekhmet and there's Bastet. Sekhmet is like more lioness. She's more vengeance, rage. Then you have Bastet, who's more like, she's of the home, fertility, compassion. And I feel like those two represent me quite well because while I have like this super sweet, protective, such a darling, empathetic, I have a lot of rage. And so I try to keep Sekhmet at bay. Bastet is usually the person, like she's here with you now. I'm quite nice, but I just don't like getting angry. So I think it was my obsession with thinking I was like kind of like aligned with the daughters of Ra. That started sort of like my deep dive into cats. But then I realized, I really enjoy these little funny creatures. And I have 2 cats at home. I've always had cats growing up and stuff like that. So it just makes sense for me. And a lot of my friends started calling me Cat Mama before I started calling myself Cat Mama.
Yeah.
So I just figured it. And it happened while I was living in New York. Like my really good friend Simone was like, you're like Cat Mama, right? I was like, it's stuck.
Wow.
It's stuck. Yeah, I got it tatted on the...
Is your fuse short?
Pardon?
Do you easily get on the edge?
No, that's the thing. I'm not quick to rage. I'm like, I think if you see that I'm angry, it means it took me a while to get there. But once I do get angry, I'm not pleasant to be around, like at all. I'll say it now. If my mother will watch the show, know that she'll say yes.
Yeah.
Her anger is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a nerd.
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah, okay. That came out pretty quickly too. But I'm just wondering what your life. You seem to be all over the place. There's California in there somewhere. There's New York in there somewhere. Accra is here. Gabon. I saw that. And Burkina Faso, I saw that.
Yeah, my father was from Burkina Faso. I'm French.
Okay.
Oh wow.
French is actually my first language.
Really?
So I had to learn the English. Yeah.
Alors,
je pense en français. I think in French.
I love that. We have to talk about. I think the language in which you think is such a big deal.
Yeah, I think so
People
too.
don't take it too seriously. But what I want to know about, you said you have a lot of rage. That was not the focal thing for me. I think I'm just trying to understand what your makeup is, because you seem to be very eclectic.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
And you don't come off as your typical. So what led you to become this very colorful?
Oh wow,
eclectic?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I probably think it's like a multitude of things. Like one, probably my upbringing, my mom. So I was born in London. Then we moved to Gabon. From Gabon, I lived in Gabon till I was about 4 or 5. So there's like the French influence. Then I moved to Ghana, where I was primarily raised by my grandmother while my mom was working. I would follow my grandmother to all her choir practices. So that was where like music, church, and all of that. I was a handbag, but I would also follow my grandmother to visit all my uncles and aunts across the world. So like at a very young age, I was going to places like Croatia, Kotor, Montenegro. I was in Hawaii with my grandmother when she would go for like her Zonta conferences. So I was exposed to so much from so young. And I think all of those things influenced me in some way, shape, or form. Because I remember telling my mom, I was probably like 8 or 9. I think this after we'd visited the States for the first time, and I was like, as for tattoos, dear, I'll be getting them. And sure enough, when I got my first paycheck, that was the first thing I did, was get a tattoo. Yeah.
Of what? What was the tattoo?
It was on it says Ave Maria. I felt like that should be the first one because my mother says that she was praying the Ave Maria prayer before she conceived me. And so if I get that as
during
the first,
action.
apparently, dear. And I was like, if I get that as the first tattoo, she's not going to be mad because you used that prayer for me to be born. So, yeah, I managed to hide it for about 2 years.
Well, okay, I was going to ask.
Until it started to
At what
become a
age did you get it?
impossible. 18.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, the first, listen, as soon as I got to the States, I was like, hey, yo, tattoos now. My mother said when you get your first paycheck. And I waited, and I did just that.
Yeah, the plan is to get a tattoo in Japan.
Plus what? White ink?
That's dope. I'm going to go there for my Yakuza-inspired tattoo.
Tumbo.
Yeah.
What you go take? Do white ink?
No, black.
Who goes see? Me, that's why I've never gotten a tattoo because I'm like, I would have to use white ink for it to even be visible.
You can get tattoos.
Do you know I actually have a tattoo?
I know.
Where do you have a tattoo?
I make fun of his.
Is it really a tramp stamp?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Sorry,
So I used to make fun of him.
I mean, I wanted a place where no one could see because it's
skipped
so
his entire shoulder and back.
Personal.
Okay.
You know, it's my mom's name. My mom passed,
Yeah, that was not a cool thing to make fun of. I didn't even know it was that. He's never told me that.
I actually have one in a place you probably can't tell. It's where do you think it is? I'll have to show you.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Jeez.
That would be painful.
That's my favorite tattoo.
What?
It did not hurt. It did not hurt.
Really?
Shout out to Nyahan Bitten Skin. It did not hurt.
Oh, Nyan.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about. I'm just thinking about the strain on your
Yeah,
throat.
so I had to lay down, and then she pretty much had to tattoo me. It was upside down. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to talk about your tattoos, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. Since you mentioned her, let's get her out of the way before we enter proper. Your mom.
Yeah.
I saw her 2 nights ago at the Miata Fambule, EP, and I've been seeing her. We have never spoken, but I know that she's your mom.
Yeah. Super sweet. Lady.
How are you guys like?
That's one of my best friends. Like, honestly, we butt heads a lot. We're also 2 Sagittarius.
She's strong.
So, yeah.
She's firm.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Sag.
Yeah, I'm a Sag. Yeah, we're chaotic. But that's like my biggest champion, biggest fan. Like, I'm an only child. Can you tell? And so, like, it was pretty much just her and my grandmother growing up. And so she's pretty much the reason, like, I've been able to live a very creative lifestyle because she wanted to be a musician when she was growing up. But then her dad was like, no, you're going to go and do law, blah, blah, all of that. And so
she's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer, yeah, by profession. But then she went on to do, she worked for the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice. And then she also went on to work as the Director of Integrity and Anti-Corruption at the African Development Bank.
Nice.
And then went on to be Ghana's ambassador to France. And now she thinks she's retiring, but I give her a few more months. Ghana is stressing her. She's a very francophone woman, and I just know that Ghana. We're giving her a few more months. Yeah, we'll see.
How she looks like, and you said it in a way that you were with your grandmother most of your infancy. That means she wasn't around most of the time.
She was constantly traveling, constantly working, and for the first sort of like formative years of my life, she was still in Gabon. And so I came to live with my grandmother while she was still sort of like working in Gabon because she was working in oil and gas at the time. And then eventually she moved back to Ghana. So when she moved back to Ghana, it was me, her, and my grandma.
Dope. That's solid. Shout out to Anna Bossman.
Anna Bossman. Shout out to her.
Yeah. Oh,
she
okay.
likes fans, internet.
She likes fans.
That's the actual name?
Yeah, Anna Bossman.
I know that name.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard the name before.
Yeah. I definitely know that name. Wow, okay, so she's in that circle of like professionals, academia, diplomatic world. Yeah, okay, all right, cool. You have an interesting life.
Thank you.
Have you been told that before?
Yes,
Very.
Yeah, but what's sticking out to me is I think you have a crisp mind.
Ah, merci. Thank you.
Have you been told that before?
Maybe not in that way, but I like how you put it.
Like, you sound like someone who knows a lot of things and is able to, not able to because you're doing it intentionally, but you draw on so many things from a database to express yourself.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
That sounds
yeah,
about right.
I find you very interesting.
Thank
That I
you.
be.
Yeah,
That one.
You take it like that.
Take it like that.
Take
too.
it like
We
that.
take it like
But-
that.
Yeah.
So tell me something, if you can, strange about moving around the world as a child.
Something strange about moving around as a child. I guess also being an only child and moving around with my grandmother a lot. A lot of my friends were much older. Like I would hang out with a lot of like older women, you know, especially around my grandmother's age. And so a lot of my understanding of things came very early because of like my grandmother's friends and who I was around. So I think I've always felt a little bit older than I am.
Yeah, because older people don't have any filter. Grandparents.
At all. Like
so
zero
you
filter.
hear it all.
Yeah, and so it's like, I think because of that, because of being around, especially my grandmother and her friends, like I've always felt a little bit older. Yeah, and also I feel like very much like my grandma. My mother would hate that I was saying this, but she also says it to me. But my grandmother is like my mom. My mom is like my sister.
Yeah. I mean.
So my mom and I butt heads like I think siblings would. Like that's how it feels sometimes. Like when we start fighting, it's almost like somebody to sister and older sister are fighting. That's how it feels. Yeah.
But how, did that impact the way that you made friends? Like because you were around older folk?
I think, yeah. Actually, wow, therapy session, hey. Like, actually, I think it did kind of, because I think I used to find it a little bit hard to make friends, but I had to find people that were kind of like my same sort of eclectic, eccentric. Yeah, so once I find you, we go together. Yeah.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah.
Do you have lots of friends?
Would I say I have lots of friends? Not lots. I think I have a very select few close-knit friends. And then, of course, you've got like another layer. I think we need to talk about friendships because there's your very close friends. Then there's like acquaintances. Then there's like your creative peers. I think those people that know the inside of my life, maybe there's 5.
Oh, okay.
Like the main folks, there's like 5 of them. And 2 of them are my cousins. Yeah. Okay. And then there's like another layer of like my creative collaborator friends. And then there's like acquaintances. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't say I have lots of friends. I feel like you can't manage that. But yeah, I have very close confidants. Wackle, of course, is one of them. And so is Pam Tichua. Shout out, my co-founder of Ria Boss Open Mic.
How did you meet Wackle?
Oh, wow. So I had just moved back. We'd known of each other, like, in creative community. I don't know if it's because of Twitter, Instagram, those kinds of things. We'd already known of each other for years. But when I moved back to Ghana from living in LA in 2017, he was also working on the film Lucky with Abstract. And so that's when we met. And we're kind of like the same sort of like, I like to say we come off the same UFO. And so as soon as we met, we kind of clicked. Raquel and I started a radio show together on 3FM. True. Also, anytime he would be writing anything for all the publications he writes for, like OK Africa, what have you, Native, he would always reach out to me and be like, hey, I got to put you on. So we've always sort of like been that close. But I think we got a lot closer in 2022 because we live together. So it's like we live in this sort of like, I think it's more like an artist commune because it's like a block of buildings, but then we have like different apartments, and so we live there together. So once we started living together, I think
in this Accra.
Yeah, in this Accra.
Yeah, my life is boring.
It's called Kitty Palace. It's where I live. Yeah.
Okay. Kitty Palace.
Yeah.
Kitty Palace.
Where in Accra is it?
Westlands, West Legon.
Okay. Yeah, I have a project there, but it never led me to Kitty. What did you call it?
Kitty Palace.
Kitty Palace.
Yeah, you guys should throw us an invite.
Oh, I will. I will. I'm trying to do cute little potlucks and stuff. So if you guys want to come through one time.
I actually like Kitty. Like,
isn't that cute?
Kitty. Like,
I mean, you like pussy, you like kitty.
Like, it sounds like you're patting something.
Were you saying kitty when you were a kid?
No, never ever said kitty
until today.
Yeah. Oh, but you know, I like the sound of a kitty. Like, it sounds like they're consoling or
you like
patting
patting it, and then you like the sound.
No, patting someone at their back. Hey, kitty, don't cry.
Hey,
kitty,
okay.
Interesting. PG-13, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's funny that you said therapy session, but that was not my intent. I was reading about you, and I just wanted to kind of trace the map of who the artist is, and then who the person is, and the people that you kind of, your bio mirrors you too. There's Nina Simone, there's Ella Fitzgerald.
Big voice.
Those are like, by themselves alone, that's heavy stuff. that's like real heavy. Even before you move to the layer of the Ericas and the D'Angelos and whatnot. But those two names were like, wow, you must have an old soul to really feel like this is the weight that you want to carry as
Like,
an
I feel like
artist.
Nina's my spiritual mom.
Yeah. So, how do you feel like in your space now as an artist, putting music out and then knowing that those are the people that inspire you? How do you feel like you're doing personally, your own analysis of what you're doing?
I think I'm doing pretty damn well. I think if I think of it, if I'm thinking about Nina and the fact that she was also extremely political and she used her artistry for activism as well, I think that's something I do a lot of, and especially with regards to working with women. That's a big deal for me. Not only do I sing a lot about music about women and empowering them, I also, in my lived experience, work with women. So like Black Girls Glow is super important to me. And so I think in terms of like, when I think of those large women, I think I'm doing pretty well, especially with regards to what I sing about or speaking truth to power. So
Yeah, you know why I'm asking you?
why ask me?
I think maybe this is very selfish, but I'm getting tired of the world telling people who they are.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of fandom now.
Yeah.
The interwebs is all crazy.
Yeah.
They want to diagnose, deduce, decipher.
Yeah.
Who is
And
this?
I think the artist's voice is getting lost in that. So I want to hear the perspective of how you view yourself and the work that you're doing and how you place it.
Yeah.
And that's why. That's
That's
the
a great
reason.
question.
Yeah.
But
That's a fantastic
also, right? I mean, there are so many artists in the whole in the world, right?
Yeah.
Mariah
Someone is
Carey.
even discovering themselves. Today.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. But let's just go back like 30 years.
Okay.
It's 25. The Mariahs, the Britney Spears, you know, and all that. So why are you so entrenched in the Nina Simones? And what is it about them or about the sound? Like, is it about the sound? Is it
I think
about
it's
the analog sound?
It's the sound, but it's also who they were as people. I think let me say, my mother played a lot of this music growing up. And so I think
okay.
that was like what was making the makeup of my musical DNA. Like Nina Simone constantly playing in my house, like Erykah Badu, Apple Tree, always playing in my house, Lauryn Hill, always playing in my house. And so because of that, I think that sort of formed for me what real good music sounds like.
Yeah.
Nina was also classically trained. I classically trained piano for about 10, 15 years.
So you play?
I play the piano, you know. And
What?
so that's why I can
Didn't know
produce
this.
music. Yeah, that's why I can produce music. I mean, I don't play for myself anymore, but I've been forced that this year I have to start playing for myself again. So yeah. It's the nails, y'all. They be keeping me from doing a lot.
Always have nails?
Yes.
This long?
Yes.
Wow.
Constant.
Great.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And they're sharp too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure people have found them very interesting.
Yes, they're quite interesting.
How important is your appearance to what you do? Like, is it something that you pay attention to?
I think so. I think I pay attention to how I look. I think when it comes to like, especially my nails, because for a long time, it's called Cat Mama's Claws. I used to document every single time I would get my nails done. And I've been doing my nails for like long like this. I mean, since I was living in New York, like it's been years now.
I can see the New York in you, though.
Yeah, so it's like
And even some of the LA.
you can see it. Yeah. You feel me? So the nails, I rarely ever have short nails. Rarely.
Wow.
When I do, you probably won't see me outside. Or if I'm outside, I'm hiding my house. Yeah. They're like part of the cat.
Yeah. Since you have names for most of the things, do you have a name for your style? Like,
Do I have a name for my style? I guess it depends. I think today I'm really giving you Cat Mama. So yeah, today Cat Mama's
Yeah, today I'm
Wow.
the one who's being intrusive.
yeah.
I like
actually.
intrusion.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
let's
to.
get deep with it.
I'm trying to get to know more because I find you very interesting.
Thank you.
So I'm going back to your subject matter, and then I'm wanting to know about your mom.
Okay.
You said she wanted to be an artist.
She did. She was actually in a band growing up.
Wow.
Oh,
So the band was called Woman 7 because they were a seven woman band. And she played the guitar. She also sang lead.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom, that woman, she be creative as hell, you know. And so she tells me the story of when they were going to do a concert at Baden Powell Hall.
okay.
Wow.
And,
Accra.
yeah, Accra. And they had gotten ready. And mind you, they had fans. Like, people would scream, Woman 7, like crazy. And when they were approached to go on a tour.
Oh,
And
wow.
my grandpa was like, you will do no
way.
such thing.
Wow.
You are going, my mother, she wants to do linguistics, she wants to do music. No, it is law. And so I think she was really excited, and I think she felt like part of her dreams were dashed because that was a whole other life. Like she could have been like a rock star almost, you know? So yeah, like that, she tells me that she was in a band, so Charlie, creative.
But that's where my curiosity now is, because of the material that you're listening to,
Yeah.
or you were listening to, and what's informed. Is your mom like an activist, Protestant, something?
I could say that, yeah.
Is
feminist.
that the work that she's doing, or she ended up doing because in the
Yeah,
diplomatic?
well, more so human rights. Yeah, so like human rights advocacy, anti-corruption and integrity. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So she got to express herself one way or the other.
Yeah, she did. She did. She always actually says that regardless of where she went, she still was able to do the things that she wanted to do, or she was still able to do the activism that she wanted to do.
Have you guys ever performed together?
I was
No, we
going to
haven't
say.
performed, but she's been in one. She's been in my music video. She and
but
my
I think
grandmother.
you should let her
Yeah.
help you produce.
So
a song.
here's the thing. You see, what she's been talking about is happening. So recently, I've been trying to get her in on my writing process a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so on the album that I'll be putting out next year, there's some stuff that she writes poetry. So I'm having her read some of her poetry on the album.
Full circle.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, did she fully support you when you told her, or when you started doing music seriously?
I'm gonna say yes and no. The no is more so that safety, right? She just wants to make sure that you have, I think like most parents, right? She wants you to make sure that you have some type of backup just in case. Because for her, she's like, you wanna do this music thing? Okay, well, I'm not sure if it's gonna be making you the money you need to make, so do something else. And so that was it. But she's always supported me. I think it's because of her own aspirations. Like she didn't wanna be the Debbie Downer on my creative dreams. Plus, I'm good, so I mean that makes it easy.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, like if I didn't sound good, then Charlie, like problem.
This thing usually confuses me with parents, and I hope I'm not that kind of parent, or I'm trying to make sense out of it.
Yeah.
If you were studying to be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever, would they tell you to have a backup?
It's based on reality, though.
Will they tell you to have a backup? I doubt that.
Yeah.
Isn't it because those professions, there's like a sure way of like being able to make money, you know, that's probably constant, more regular. Whereas maybe if you're working in the creative industry, you're not necessarily making a lot in the beginning. It might be a slow burn kind of situation. So they just want you to feel like, okay, at least have something that can even help what your creativity is.
But I mean, I feel if you
That's a good question.
Yeah, if you put work into whatever you are doing,
Yeah.
you can rake in the benefits. So why, like, tell me to have a backup when I'm an engineer? Like, I think it's fair.
It's fair.
Why would you tell me to have a backup when I want to do, you know, art or painting? Like,
So, if I
Do
can
you
say
feel like
this,
that's something that's still happening now?
still.
like I feel like I'm the bridge between our parents and our generation and younger. So I think I understand a little bit more,
Yeah.
and I'm inclined to listen to them more, because I think our generation has the tendency to want to just rebel for the sake of rebelling. But the reality is that life is real.
Yeah.
Right? And if you want to settle down, if you want to build a life, you want to do certain things, you have to have an income source. And so your parents are looking at the chances, the reality of, not to say that they don't think you're talented enough,
Right.
because there's so many talented people that didn't make it or don't get the opportunity to show their talent, or they get to show their talent, still don't make much for it. So they're thinking, this is my child, I got to give him the real, let them know if this is the path you're going to go down, you might be dealing with some financial challenges and whatnot. So I think it's from a place of love, but maybe for us, we have to have a different conversation as to understanding the business of being in the industry,
Right.
the music industry, whatever, so that you can guide them better instead of saying have a backup. Now you understand the music industry and say, okay, so it's a business. This is how we deal with the business of it.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people disconnect the two to say, oh, yeah, you want to be an artist, so be careful. But it should be, You want to be an artist, then you need to understand the business of being an artist.
Right, exactly.
And that's not what's, but I think it's from a good place. I think they're afraid that you might not have the life that you want to have.
I also think they want you to have some type of structure as
Yeah,
well, right?
yeah.
Because I also went and did my master's in media management. So like the whole business side of the music stuff, I went and learned that.
Yeah.
And then I went on, for example, what I told you, I went and learned mixing and mastering. So regardless of what I'm doing, if I'm not putting out music, I can mix for you. I can produce for you.
Yes.
I could manage. If I
should
can do
talk.
all the little...
We should talk.
Yeah, I can do all the
talk.
little things. So it's like I'll never really be lacking. Because I can even songwrite, like I songwrite for money as well. Like these are all different streams of income under this one creative umbrella. So when I had my mom say back up, I learned, okay, go and learn everything so that you can do everything. So.
Yeah. And that's dope. And I think people need to hear that more because doing what you love is underrated. You know, like you don't want to live a life where you're constantly doing something that you're just doing it for the sake of money because it gets old pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I love that you're able to do what you love.
Okay. Still on your art, the kind of music that you do resonates with me.
Thank you.
This is Ghana. People, I know people are going to bash me for this, but when it comes to music, the Ghanaian wants to move.
Oh, yeah.
The Ghanaian doesn't want to listen to lyrics, to think about lyrics. The music that you do
requires thoughts.
It's, you know, I've seen you live and you are fire live. I'm not saying that because of you. I've seen you several times live and you are fire. Your voice is so strong. You know how to move the crowd. Yeah. You are so blunt at people who are not moving. Like the last show, you're like, but you guys, you know, and that was so on point. But
that was Hajia.
Yeah, that was Hajia.
She was calling them out.
Yeah. With your style and taking Ghana, putting it in the same box, how are you able to navigate? Because let's be real, not many Ghanaians would pay attention to you. You have your core fans.
That's true.
Right? But I know that you wish that those fans were like more. How are you doing, or what are you doing to capture more people with your kind of...
I think first I'll say that I think the Ghanaian listener is like super multifaceted because I think we have Ghanaians that listen to Westlife, Celine Dion, Beyonce, Rihanna. Yeah, and I think
Westlife was a hit.
Yeah, and we have a lot of Ghanaians that do listen to a lot of music with words, right? And so I think sometimes when we say that with a Ghanaian wants to move, sometimes we're discounting them small because I think they do have the capacity to listen to it. It's just about, I think, how we're getting it to them.
Okay, fair.
Right? I would say how we're getting it to them because I remember sometime, this was like years ago, I performed at Manchagbona, and with my type of music in the middle of that, I felt like nobody's gonna mess with me. But again, I think it's how I engage with the crowd. How you engage us. How I engage with them is very important to me, and I think it's that engaging quality that allows me to get more fans. I think that I get a lot of my fans when they see me live. Like as soon as they see me live, they're like, "Oh shit." Damn.
Yeah.
But in terms of I will say that it was a little bit difficult when I first moved back, and you're this girl who's making neo soul R&B music. You're not singing in tree or gun. You're not making Afro beats. Yeah. And I did have a couple of people approach me who wanted to manage me that were telling me that, okay, you might want to pivot. You might want to, but I'm kind of stubborn.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stubborn because I believe that also your time is your time. Yeah. So I feel like what I'm doing, even within the niche place that I'm doing it, I'm doing a pretty amazing job. And I'm also it's also about what success looks like to me. Yes. Right? And so 100%. there's mainstream success, super celeb, whatever, which I'm sure a lot of people aspire for. Yeah. But I think for me, it's making sure that the right people are listening and connecting and engaging. Yeah. And because even though music and the recording artistry is one facet of me, because there's so many others, it's I still have so many multiple ways to connect to people. Yeah. So, for example, in 2023, I founded with my co-founder, Ria Boss Open Mic, and it's an open mic and live performance showcase. Yep. And I've realized that because of the open mic we do every month, sometimes I do go and perform up there. I've gotten new fans based off of that alone. And so really, I feel like, how am I capturing them? I'm capturing those that want to be captured.
Okay,
But
fair.
and I'm not necessarily too pressed on if people aren't paying attention, because I know that eventually you will.
You will. Okay.
Everything happens in its time.
Yeah.
But I think when I think about the metrics of success for myself, I'm doing just fine. Yeah.
Dope,
And I think it's important for all of us to have that.
Yeah.
Like, know what success looks like to
Last
you
question.
personally.
Last question before you come in, based on this. So, we have this thing, like the Ghanaian has this thing. They respect things from the West more than things that we have here, right? And we have some artists who start out in the States or in London and all that. They get their name before they think of Ghana. And when those people come here, because, and all that. You had that opportunity to live in LA, to live in Croatia, to live in Japan, to live in like you can basically live anywhere. You spend most of your days back then in the States, and all that. Why didn't you peak there
rather than here?
Yeah.
That's actually a really good question. I guess, peak. Okay, that's an interesting word to use, I suppose. I think when I was living in New York, I was part of a collective of musicians, Lucid House, which is made up of like Nappy, Nino, Theomo, like a bunch of folks from Oakland that I moved to New York. And we had this collective that we were always making music together. And so I think we were in our own little world, doing all these shows in Brooklyn, like doing tours, going to Oakland, LA. So I think like to us, we were doing it. And for me, because I was super shy, like let's also remember that.
Okay.
It really did take me a while to kind of get out of my shell. Like, I'll be singing, but sometimes somebody else hold my hand before I was sing. I'm serious. Like, it got to that point. And so I think that maybe the reason why I didn't peak at that time was because I also did not have a strong sense of self. And I think that's important to know. Like, I think I was still discovering who I was. I was getting over my shyness as well. But then once I was part of this collective of people, that also gave me a lot of vim. But by the time we had gotten together, I think I moved from New York in 2015, and then I was in LA for 2 years. And then after being in LA, I decided I wanted to move back home. And like the moving back home was purely some spirit, like that told me just come back home. And I'm glad I did it because I got to spend the last few years of my grandmother's life with her. I think that's what was making me come home.
She rest in peace.
Yeah, Charlie Alice. But I think I needed to come home. And then I started seeing more of a peak for myself when I actually came home. So I guess, again, like everything happens in the time it's supposed to. Yeah.
How are you
I'm
guys?
in no rush, to be fair.
What are you guys describing as peak?
That's why I said peak is an interesting word.
Okay, so for lack of a better example, our guy, Manifest, was based in the States for a long time, dropped albums back to back in the States before, he moved here. Someone like the Mensa, even though he started here, most of his peak, when I say peak,
like London.
was in the UK and mid 2000s, Mensa. I could go on and on and on and on. Like people try to establish themselves elsewhere. Than
so you think the Ghanaian fan base is more accepting of
like if you
those
make
who are
it, like if you make
affiliated?
it,
I mean, it's not just music; it's every,
that's fair. That's fair. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that now. I was just trying to understand the conversation around that. Okay, cool. So you did have like a career spanning continents. I guess when you were in the States, you were still doing what you were doing, but I love the question someone was asking, and I kind of want to piggyback off of that with the whole content thing, right? He's talking about they like to move and all of that. I also think that is content. So you have like an Amachi Dede, right? Who maybe I say the three big heads in high life. You have Kojo Intri, you have Lumba, and I think Amachi. So I think Kojo Intri talks about the love stuff, emotional and then Lumba may be the party guy, and like, what's going on and that kind of stuff. And then Amachi tends to be the introspective guy. Like talk about life, what you're dealing with. And so I think you're right. Ghanaians do like to listen. What I'm going to ask you is, do you feel like your way of conveying the message? Because I listened to you, and I was like, oh, she's deep. She's talking about things that naturally people won't talk about in
like
English.
Discomfort.
Yeah, it's discomfort. But you see, that's the thing. So you remember you were saying something about people thinking in the language that you think in. Do you think there's a disconnect in terms of speaking about certain things in a profound, like a profound subject matter in English, as opposed to the local dialect where it's like, yeah, my time for a ferry. That's talking about pain.
That's pain.
And problems and issues and not being able to stay in abroad because the green card is not working or the stay in Germany.
That's real.
Like, you know, do you think it's a language barrier? Is I guess what I'm getting at. Because there's no question about your content. Your content is great content.
Yep.
It's solid, it's deep. But do you think that because of our cultural thing, people are not necessarily realizing how much what you're saying or talking about?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Because I have had this discussion, especially with Wackle and Pam a lot, that sometimes I do feel it is a language barrier. Because maybe if I was like speaking more Chioga in my music, maybe it would be translating in a particular way. But that's also informing, for example, what I'm working on with my album is working with particular artists that even if I might not have like the best command of the language, that somebody can come in and also feature on it where we're also getting like the most out of the experience. And so I have taken that language barrier thing. I've been thinking about it. It's so funny you bring it up because it's like been on our conversation.
Yeah, because I feel like you're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for intelligent people to not connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you have a lot to say and what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
And in person, you come off as, you know, down to earth, but you know what you're about. Don't fuck with me, but I'm not like aggressive.
Yeah.
But I'm in my corner kind of, like you're a wholesome person. So I'm just trying to understand that. Yeah. I'm just trying to understand how, you know, you feel about the industry. And yeah, I don't necessarily get, I want to be famous from you. What I get is you want your work to have an impact.
Exactly.
And those things
you
are
want
like,
to fuck shit up.
yeah. They're kind of different.
Very true. Yeah.
To want to be famous
impact.
is one thing, but to want your work to have an impact.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, that means that's why you're having the conversations then, I guess.
Yeah.
To find a way to actually
exactly.
connect.
That's also, especially because a lot of my work with Black Girls Glow has also brought this out for me. So this year we launched in Kumasi for the first time. We did our residency there. Okay. And our theme was homegrown. And homegrown was us asking them, if you were going to make an album that was super Kumasi, what would it sound like? And it was interesting that when we were at the residency, I started asking myself, if I were to make an album that was rooted in me being Ghanaian, what would it sound like? And I think asking myself that question has sort of also changed the way in which I see my creative process, because now I'm also saying, what are the different ways I can make this connect to other Ghanaians, and not just like, excuse me to say, DBs, but like everyone. Yeah. And I think this year's Black Girls Law is what has sort of helped me have these conversations, and then leading me to know how to then produce from now on. Yeah.
Do you think you could sing in Tree?
I'll sing in Ghana rather than Tree.
Yeah,
I'll sing in Ghana.
Yeah, okay.
And it's funny, I have like a couple of songs in the vault that are Ghana songs, so they might be seeing their. They might be seeing.
I mean, I love. I people hate me when I say this, but I think kudos to the British for uniting the world through language, because imagine everybody speaking something in the world that we live in. Somebody wants to speak German, somebody wants to speak this. I feel like English is a great language for all of us to just collectively understand. But for you, sounding, I'm just curious about how you hear yourself when you're singing in Ga. Like, how does it feel?
I'm kind of be honest with you. For a long time, I was like, this don't sound right. or I think I was overthinking the process, right? Because I felt like it doesn't sound authentic. It doesn't sound authentic. And I think that was probably why for a long time I wouldn't. Because I didn't also want to feel like it's phony. Or I'm putting it on because.
Yes.
I wanted to feel natural. And so one of the things is like when I moved back to Ghana, like I actively started trying to speak these languages more. And so because of Wackle and Pam, like my tree game is up there now. And then with Gam, my mom will speak it with me now. So I'm being a little bit more proactive about making sure that if you want it to be authentic, you also have to be practicing. You
Yeah.
also have to make it like a part of your life, because you can't just say, I'm going to the studio, I'm going to make a Ghana song. No, that's not how it works. You have to actively immerse yourself in the language. And so that's me wanting to learn. And then when I learn and I know, I'll implement so that it doesn't feel like it's disconnected from me or it's phony. Because I really used to be like, Ria, it's not sounding correct.
Kudos to you for sticking with that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yesterday, right, and this goes back to what you just talked about, like her not being, she doesn't really want to be famous and all that. Last night, I was talking to a friend about having Ria, on today's episode, and we got into a conversation. We spoke about cats, because he also knows that Ria likes cats and all that. And one thing that I said was that I think the wrong people are becoming famous.
Ooh, clock it.
Yep.
I'm going to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
I think the wrong people are becoming famous. I don't, right now you could generate anything. Someone can become an overnight star with the right connect with money and all that. Personally, I told that guy that Ria is supposed to be up there. And I'm not just saying that because she is cool or whatever. The content, her presence on stage. Many people can record, but when they are live,
perform.
dead. But you have both of that.
Thank you.
Do you think you don't want to be famous? No, you want to, but do you think about it?
I do think about it. I mean, people come up to me all the time. They're like, "You need to be bigger than you are."
Yeah.
And it's an interesting thing to hear. But I don't know, like, do I want to be, it depends on what the type of fame is. Like, do I want to be, there's Beyonce famous, right? There's like superstar stadiums. I would love to perform in a stadium, but at the same time, I think I'm the type of artist that I would love to just do festivals.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool for me. Mini tours, that type of,
yeah.
and for me, that's fame for me.
My fame, the fame that I'm talking about isn't even being that superstar Beyonce kind of thing. It's being like the Erykah Badu, like so you know her, she's big, and you know her because of something, because of not Beyonce, because superstar Jay-Z, Beyonce, nah. But I feel your work should travel wide and far.
Yeah,
that's basically what I mean by you being famous, right? Yeah. Do you see it?
I do see it. And honestly, I will say, for example, like 2023, I was in Berlin for a couple of months and I was performing out there, and it was a whole different feeling because I have a lot of fans in Germany. I have a lot of fans in Europe. I have a lot of European fans.
Did you bump into Nana Be Cool?
Yeah, that's my man. He just performed. Okay. He just performed at Ria Boss.
So like, this was his I don't know nothing about nothing, so I'm like, oh, he was in Berlin too.
Yeah, he just actually performed at Ria Boss over mic. It was his second time performing on our stage. He's a really good friend. And actually, we're trying to put something together when I go to Berlin. Yeah, but I was with him when I was in Berlin. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Dope. And it was dope for me because I was performing open mics. I was literally performing anywhere there was a stage. I was like, let me go and do that. Yeah. And then I performed at Pop Culture Festival. And I also realized that going to these music festivals and music conferences are also super important. Yeah. And going there and being around these executives, etc., I think it's helpful. And so for me, another thing I'm doing a lot of is I do a lot of music residencies. I go for music conferences. I'm actually going away in January to Cité Internationale des Arts, which is in France, where I'll be working on my album for 4 months and then immersing myself in the scene there. And so I think those are the things that I'm trying to do actively to also get myself more out there. So I'll be performing more festivals in Europe next year, and I'm also putting out my album, which I'm very excited about.
Dope. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about collaboration. You said you belonged, you were part of a collective in New York.
Yeah.
And I know that you have collaborated here, several times with so many people. Is there a difference, between the scene there, you working with people there and you working with people here? Is there any difference?
I don't think there's any difference, just because I tend to collaborate with people I think we have good synergy. We work, and it's like usually it's a feeling. I think for me it's always a feeling. And so most of the people that I've even collaborated with here, not only are they good friends, but they just also are fans of my music as well. fans of me as a human. And so that makes it a lot easier. So one person is like Joey B. Joey B, yeah, anything I'm doing, if I call him, he'll do it for me. Like, he's always in my phone, like, why aren't you dropping new music? It was actually because of, part of the reason I dropped this thing fast was because of him. He's like, we're dying.
Don't mind Joey B. Is he dropping?
Is he? Listen, please.
Charlie,
In
forget.
fact, this is to you.
Yeah.
That song that we have, if you don't drop it, I will do it myself. Thank you.
Yeah, simple.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
him, Ifya, like even Cozy, who's over here, 99 Faces. Like I love collaborating, and I think that's, again, I'm always shouting the praises of Black Girls Glow, but it's because we founded it because we wanted to foster collaboration between women creatives, and so that has put, when I first did Black Girls Glow, I don't think I was always collaborating in that way, and now it's like all I do. Yeah, we're better together.
Dope.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the fan. So when we were coming up, not to say that we should go back to this, but there was a way to consume music. There's the preparation for what you're supposed to be hearing.
Yeah.
There's the article, there's the journalism, there's the research, there's the anticipation, there's the whole circuit. Like, you know, so before an album came out, we knew what was out. We knew what the climate was socially, politically, emotionally, all that stuff. And how to receive the music, how to dissect the music, how to live with the music.
Right.
Something comes out, and in 2 minutes, somebody says it's trash.
Yo,
And then somebody says
fast.
it's a classic. And somebody says, oh, this. And there's so many opinions. Like, that I feel like the fan is almost wanting to overcome the artist in a way that seems
entitled.
Strange to me. But as an artist, like somebody who is invested in, like, sacrificing yourself. Because I think before you can put out anything that people of all walks of life can relate to, you yourself have to put yourself in a space creatively to bring that out. And do you feel like the weight of your work and the effort you put in is actually being felt beyond? I mean, of course, you have a core fan base and all of that, and that's great. But do you all sometimes feel like, okay, time and era is impacting what you're putting out, because we all, like, you know, you measure yourself. You go back and say, look, was the work worth it? Like, if I write something, if Mutombo writes something and she's over there drooling over the poetry, and it must say, okay, I put in the work, it's making an impact. How do you feel about your work? Like, truly, like, do you feel like people are digesting it? They're taking it in? Are they having the right conversations around? Because what you want great art to do is to permeate all aspects of our lives, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
people start talking about depression because they heard that record, or people want to talk about these issues because Ria touched on it, and it's such a sensitive subject, and nobody expected you to, but you went there. Those kinds of things. How do you feel about your art and how it's existing?
I do think that my art does spark conversation. I remember when I moved back in 2017, I put out my first EP, Find Your Free. And when I put out Find Your Free, the rollout for the EP was me sharing diary entries, real diary entries, where I'm talking about my strained relationship with my father. I was talking about being depressed and suicidal, or like attempting to take my own life, talking about, you know, my relationship with my mom, talking about my relationship with self. And these were very personal diary entries that I was using as the rollout for the EP. And so in that, people were also not only learning more about me personally, but I think it also gave those that were seeing it an opportunity to say that I'm safe to talk about these things.
Right.
And I think after I put out Find Your Free, there was a lot more conversation around like mental health and people being more candid about depression and things of that nature. Like I don't take the full credit, but I definitely did see like a change in sort of talking about how we feel. And a lot of my work is about that, how we feel, especially about, a lot of my music also touches on being a woman, and so like empowering women as well. My song Bad Mama, or The Women. And so I've also noticed that a large part of my fan base are women, feminist women as well. And I also have people who have used my music for like their theme songs for women-related projects, et cetera, et cetera. And so in that way, I believe, okay, you're making an impact. But when I put out my debut live album in 2022, that was talking about grief. I had just lost my grandmother, but I had also faced child loss as well. And then it was like the end of a relationship for me. So it was like triple whack. But I've always been someone that doesn't shy
Hold up,
away.
sorry. Child loss.
loss?
Yeah, child loss. Like I lost a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Wow. Yeah, I was pregnant.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
That's crazy.
Angels watching over us. So I think after I put out the grief portion, then more people started talking about. I remember like Kojo Q calling me about this, and he was like, "I finally have a song that like puts to words how I feel about grief." And so I think in my own way, because I've never really shied away from being honest about how I feel, being honest about sort of like the different changes we go through in our psyche, whatever. Like, I think that's something that people have come to know about me as an artist. And so in that way, I'm making impact because I'm very much about compassion and love and about empathy. I'm very much about us being able to be real with one another. And so I think because I do that in my music, it sort of permeates through everybody that's listening. And so I think like, yeah, the impact is being felt.
Just a quick follow-up. Do you think that the media space here is
the way you laugh.
is in tune enough or aware enough or willing enough to platform the kind of truth? Is our media space even concerned with that level of, or they just want the hits, or quote unquote, what do they consider to be the hits? Do you get calls like, because I would think back in the day, if somebody made music to that depth where they were, putting out personal diary stuff and dealing with serious issues that we all go through, this country is almost icky with how we are funeral town.
Yes.
Number one, it's almost like we're looking for somebody to die to celebrate. It gets on my nerves because every weekend there's
a funeral,
a big
and
thing about it, and I don't think it's from a place of empathy.
I agree.
Do you think our media is all of those things that I said, making sure that the message is reaching the people? Are they in tune? Are they aware?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think. I think some of our media do a great job. Some, but I don't think. It's so funny that you bring this up because I think it was last week or something. I was talking to somebody about how we don't have enough like music critics or like real music journalists that are actually asking the right questions and trying to get deep. It's usually very surface level. It's never really anything. Yeah, we don't really get deep here.
It's like part of why we have this.
Yeah, which is why I think this is great because then we actually get to come and talk and share. But you don't get this in our regular media space. And so because of it, sometimes I think the message can get lost. And so I think it then becomes us. We have to now do a little bit more legwork in the marketing of it. But again, if the general media space doesn't want to have these conversations. I remember when I put out Find Your Free, what radio station did I go to? And they were like, so you wanted to die?
I love it.
And I'm like, damn, no tact whatsoever. Let's
so you
go.
wanted to die. Why didn't you do it? Why did you kill yourself?
Yes, but I think then I think like I'm quite an articulate individual, and so because of that, I can always turn anything around. But I don't think everybody has that ability. Yeah, especially if you're put on the spot. But I think our music, journalism, all of that, we need to do a little bit better. I think recently Camido just dropped a documentary where he talks about his struggles with his mental health. And I think I saw it on, was it Pulse Ghana or TV3? They were talking about it. And they were talking about it respectful. And so I was like, oh, or does it have to also come from a more mainstream source for you to now feel like, so, but I think slowly we might be seeing some change. But I think I want to tell people who want to be music critics or work in media, like we need like a not shade room, what's it called? Breakfast club. Like we need stuff like that. Like we don't have a lot of that. And I think we don't, and because we don't have a lot of that, sort of like the discourse around like even our pop culture is like lost. And I think it's important. We have a lot of amazing things happening here. So we need to do a lot better. For sure.
So you said your first, project, you were sharing journal entries, with people. Like how much or how do you have a point where you know, you go like, okay, this is enough. No one has to hear this, or you are one who doesn't really care if you feel that you have to put something else to back something. You will do it no matter how sensitive they are.
My best friends think I'm an oversharer.
Yeah,
My mom thinks I'm an oversharer. Everybody thinks I'm an oversharer, but I feel like that's my purpose. It's like it's not necessarily oversharing. It's more like I'm sharing so other people feel comfortable enough to have these conversations. Because I don't like that surface level bull. Like I can't. I would like to get deep. And I'm somebody. So when you were like, you go to the club and like you get deep, I'm like, yeah, that's me. We'll be having some serious existential conversation in the back, but that's who I am, and I'm not afraid of that. Sometimes it does mean that, you know, some people take your kindness for weakness, or you can get, or, you know, it's like...
Or they think they know you too well.
Or they think they know you too well, and so there's this over-familiarity type of situation happening. And so I've had to learn how to kind of just gauge who it is I'm sharing with. But when it comes to my creative process, I don't shy away from letting everything out. Has
anything that you shared come back around to bite you, and how do you deal with it?
Yes. Actually, I can say this now. I just dropped this new EP, The Waiting Room, and I was telling you guys that the first song is like I'm talking to somebody. The person actually like was like, "Yo, like, is it like? Do you think it's about artists?" I say, "Yeah, sorry." So I do get instances where people know that. Okay, I think I know what she's telling me about, and then they might come, you know, sidebar with me like, "Oh, Charlie," but that's why I do it because sometimes I'll also say that like it's a lot harder for me sometimes to talk to people to share with them how I'm feeling like face to face. So I'll put it in the music. I'll let the music like tell the story for me. Then when they listen, they're like, "Oh," and it breaks the ice in some regards. So I'm gonna continue to be the chronic oversharer that I am.
I mean, good.
Oh no, I mean,
no, I was gonna say that as an artist, if the information is shared within the art, I actually enjoy that a lot. One of my favorite artists ever is typical with that. Like Jay would say, you could have every rumor about him, call him the coming of the devil.
Put it on wax.
Put it on wax. Until then, he ain't got nothing to say. He's not doing an interview. He's not addressing anything. He's not tweeting about anything. And I think it helps you channel authenticity because I take it more serious when an artist of that caliber like yourself who is willing to share their truth, the raw truth, puts it in the art. Because at that point, my belief, and it doesn't mean it should be everybody's belief, but my belief is an artist is not going to go in there at that point and lie. So it filters out all the BS for me and all the rumors and stuff. It's like, this is me and my thoughts and how I feel about the situation. And there's no reason for me to make up a lie and put it on record. You know what I mean? So I love that. I love that you do that. Kudos to you for keep sharing.
Now,
keep living and sharing.
Let's move to the next segment. You said you wrote your latest project in a space. You know, short period.
Short period.
3 tracks. Solid tracks.
Thank you.
I'll play like over and over again. You know.
As a jam.
It's called Liar.
It's called Liar.
How you write, and I'm asking this because I'm sure you still keep a journal. Are you the phone notepad type, or you actually put pen to paper?
All the above, because it depends on when inspiration hits. Like sometimes, like something that happened to me, like a month ago, I was in the car and there was a taxi in front of me, and it had one of those typography things on it. It said "Huja Bless." And as soon as I saw the Huja Bless, I thought of a melody for Huja Bless. And so I had to record it immediately. So that was on my phone. Then when I got home, I like wrote it on a paper. Because even though it goes on my phone, I think it feels real when I put it on paper.
Same.
So I always have to end up putting it on the paper. But then usually I'll put it in my notes or it depends. I also have Post-its. If you come to my apartment, I have Post-its everywhere. Like always an idea that I got to put it on or a whiteboard.
The Waiting Room.
Yes.
That's a dope name, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
Thank you.
Yeah, freaking dope name.
At first, I was going to be Take Hold Body, but I changed my mind.
The Waiting Room. And the cover is so dope. Seats, and all that. Like,
shout out to KB.
Shout out to KB. That's my guy. He actually lives just here.
Oh, wow.
was it beats first and lyrics, melodies second, or melodies first and...
So for Liar and Fast and Loose, so during the Black Girls Glow residency, we have some beats that are done in-house. So Cube sometimes works on some beats. And then Souza also works on some beats. He's our head of media. And so sometimes he'll send a couple of beats. And so what happened this time around was he sent his beats in late, and so the girls had already worked on a bunch of stuff. Okay. So there were some 3 beats he had sent me. 2 of them were Liar and what became Fast and Loose. And so I was like, I'm looking for something. He's like, oh, you can keep those ones for yourself. And so that's how Liar and Fast and Loose happened. But for Labyrinth, I had actually written Labyrinth a week before I went to the residency on a different beat.
Oh, okay.
And I was gonna put that out on that beat. But when we were at the residency, there was one day Souza was playing his guitar. We were kind of just jamming before I had to go and I think do check-ins or something with the fellows. And I started singing the song I had written over what he was playing.
And it worked.
And it worked. And like Fu, who's a good friend and a rapper who was there as well, she's like, I think you should just sing it on that. And I'm like, I think you're right. So he played it, he strummed it a couple of times, and then he recorded it there for me, and then I recorded it the next day.
Which one comes easier to you, though, or which one do you best like? You like writing to a beat, or you just...
Honestly, like, it varies. There's some times when literally something will come to me, like melody and words at the same time will just come to me, and I gotta write it down. I have to record it in my voice memos or whatever. And then sometimes the beat will inspire it. So for Liar, very much the very salsa kind of feeling of the beat inspired my vocalizing, like how I was vocalizing on it. I was feeling a little like Spanish, or like I'm a little Brazilian. So then I sort of brought that into when I was writing. But for Labyrinth or Fast and Loose, no, Fast and Loose beat made me write. I felt like I was rapping, but I was talking.
And French, you're singing in French?
Singing in French, yeah. Toujours en forme et en larmes, always in shape and in tears.
Wow. Bars, my nigga. Bars, my nigga.
Bars. Yeah.
Dope. And it's so, like, I was in a space where I was stuck for a long time to create.
Yeah.
For so many years, I didn't create. I always say that if it wasn't for a break that I took, I could have been a superstar, right? And I don't
your
mean,
poetry is fire. Hello.
Yeah, I don't mean it in that sense, famous sense, but I could, because I was going from place to place to do shows, right? But I was stuck for a long time, right? Do you get stuck? And when you do, how do you jump back in?
Yeah.
Let's just still focus on this project.
Okay.
The fastest song you wrote, and the least fastest song.
Yeah. What was the fastest? Labyrinth was quick. I mean, a lot of you know what? Let me brag. It does not take me that long to write songs. I have to say, to say that it's a gift. Like, honestly, it doesn't take me that long to write songs. Yeah. I don't know if it's also because I journal a lot and I've always got my thoughts somewhere on paper, but the process of music writing is not that difficult for me.
Can I cut you?
Yeah.
I was going to say this once again, a book, right, that I came across. It's called the Artist Way.
Morning pages. Exactly.
Really help
that helps me
break
tremendously.
And I still,
we should be friends.
Yeah, morning pages. Really,
I have no idea what you guys do.
Yeah, it's a book. Morning pages really helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 pages every day.
Yeah.
And that got my groove back.
And it gets you just in that framework of constantly writing. I mean, when I first started Morning Pages, I remember the songwriting professor that told me to get that book. He was like, even if you wake up in the morning and you really don't feel like writing, just write that down. Yeah. Like, you could even start by saying, I really don't feel like writing today. I'm hella tired. And then the next thing you know, something comes out of you. And I find that a lot of, if I just consult either my Morning Pages or even my journal, I'll find the things that I want to talk about.
Do you know something? Yeah. I still haven't been able to finish that book because Morning Pages
got you. Yeah.
Like, guys, you don't have to get that book. Just write every morning when you wake up. Take a pen. It shouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Just scribble anything that comes to mind.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Just write 3 pages. then you're good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so what was the fastest song and what was the? You said Labyrinth was
Labyrinth
quick?
was pretty quick, but
Yeah.
you want to know something? Fast and Loose was pretty quick too. What I sometimes do when I'm writing is I'll play the beat and I'll just, whatever the first impulse of word or phrase, I'll go with it. So for Fast and Loose, it starts with hold steady, brace yourself. That was the first thing I said, like, and I was like, oh. So I got my recorder out and I just was like, hold steady, brace yourself. I'm like, what do I want to talk about? And I've been feeling like life has been throwing me curveballs. So I was like, okay, I know where I'm going. And so then I just kind of like free sang it. Then I listen over to the recording. Then I make changes or I put in words where I feel like, okay, this is where it should be. And then it was done. I think Fast and Loose was done in like 40 minutes or less.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
less than
jealous.
that, yeah.
Masterpiece.
Yeah. One of the songs on my album, Somali Rose, I think I wrote that in 20 minutes because I freestyled the whole thing and I managed to record the whole freestyle. So I had to go back and then write what I had done in my notebook.
I did want to ask you what Somali Rose stood for.
Yeah. Somali Rose is a fragrance oil that somebody I used to date used to wear. And so it was like the smell, the smell of
You
my
like love.
Papa,
Yeah.
shit.
I felt like
Real lover, okay? Real lovers, okay?
I thought it had some connection to that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was a fragrance or
It's a
a
fragrance.
person that represented that.
It's
But
the fragrance. Still love that fragrance to this day. Yeah.
How can I go?
Yeah.
How difficult is it for engineers to work with you? And I'm saying this because you know your shit.
Yeah, I
You
know my
know, you
shit.
master, you mix.
Yeah.
You know your shit. You know, you have your frequencies in mind. You
Yes,
know
I
that.
do.
How
do.
difficult is it for?
It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Look,
They lie.
Okay, I do tend to micromanage, right?
Okay.
But the truth is, I think I pick who I'm working with very well. So, for example, with someone like Cube, he knows the type of music I love and enjoy, and he knows and again, he understands what it is I want. So I don't actually have to say too much to him, and I don't have to give him too much direction. And I think that's how I like to work. I like to work with people who already kind of get what's going on over here. So with him, or for my album, I worked with Lucas Walter of Waves Bakery. Like, he's an amazing engineer. I also had no notes, but also because prior to us getting in the studio for him to mix, I had already sent him like a bunch of different albums that I was like, use this as your reference point.
Yeah.
You know, I would send him maybe my own little notes here and there, but as much as I can micromanage, I also want you to put your sauce on it too. Like, I don't want it to feel like I'm completely overwhelming you. Otherwise, I'll just mix it myself. Yeah, otherwise I'll just mix it myself. So, and there have been times when somebody's mixed it, since I say it's fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, you guys are into the sound, the technical aspect of it. Because I'm a very lyrical person. Like, if the words, it could be the best beat in the world. If the words, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm out of it. But for you, do you ever consider or think about like what somebody else would produce you to sound like? Because you have the knowledge, and you also have the investment in what your sound is, what it should be like, what's going on over here. Do you ever like have that itch of, if somebody that had no idea was to get in a room with you, but is creative as well, like is super great at their art, and they're like, okay, you go, and they want to put sound to it and maybe engineer something new. Have you ever like had the itch or
for
feeling
sure.
to
Oh,
want
definitely.
to do that?
In fact, like I think something very similar happened while I was in Berlin in 2023. Is I think on my third or fourth night there, shout out to AKA Kels, who was my tandem residency partner. They took me to the Red Bull Studios, and it was like my third night there. Some slight culture shock about me, and I'm like, I'm there with a lot of people I don't know, and a lot of musicians I'd never heard before, and the shyness started to creep back up a little bit because I was like, okay, I'm in a big pond right now. When we got into the studio, there was a lot of different artists there, and then I was humming something in the corner. Somebody was working, and they were like, "Do you want to lay that down?" I'm like, "Wait, on what you're doing? Yeah, come and lay it down." And then at first I was like, "Oh, are you sure? Like, we need to think about it. Where's it going?" And then I was like, "Nah, okay, let's do this." So then started working, and that's when I made some of my really good friends that are musicians in Berlin. I just sort of like surrendered to the fact that it was just like an open jam. And I was working with musicians I don't think I would have worked with otherwise. Styles, I was working with like an upright bassist, like all kinds of insane musicians, because I was surrendering to the process. And so definitely I'm into that. Like if you just like get different energies in the room. Yeah, that's why I like songwriting camps, especially because you get to work with a lot of different artists that you might not necessarily always have the opportunity to work with. And I'm open to that.
Yeah. I know you play keys like you said earlier, but if you had to choose one instrument to go by for the rest of your life, which instrument
The
would
bass.
it be? Why?
Oh my goodness, I just love how the bass makes me feel. That's it. The upright bass. Oh, it was the upright. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
What's the difference between upright bass and
Upright
bass?
is that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it produce a different type of bass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the sound.
Yeah, the sound is-
the
yeah,
sound
yeah,
is
the sound.
different.
The
Yeah.
sound.
Sorry, all of you viewers that are as ignorant as me, we're learning together. But
I love bass, like bass heavy music. I love
So
it.
what's the difference between an 808 sound like bass?
808 as in the
Okay.
the 808s are more like in the beats and the percussion.
Yeah.
And the bass is more in the tone of the sound.
The tone,
Yeah.
Are you technical? Okay. I love it. I love it.
Dope. Chai, so waiting room. Are we gonna get any videos?
Yeah, so because Souza, who is also the executive producer, is also like an amazing videographer, photographer. So I'm just leaving that all to him. I've sent him my ramblings, my voice note ramblings, so he knows what I want to do. And so we're getting visuals.
How important are visuals to your songs?
I'll be honest, there was a time when it wasn't that important to me. Now, the world that we currently live in and how quickly people are consuming, you need to actually make sure that that's something that you're being quite aggressive with. And so I've sort of like gone back. I've had conversations with myself about it because I used to be like, I don't want to put all this. But now
I'm saying this because you have that vibe.
Yeah,
your appearance is so
yeah.
on point.
So now I'm
saying
like,
visuals,
we're
yeah.
working on a bunch of visuals,
Yeah.
so I'm excited about that. Yeah. I used to hide myself a lot. So there was a time, like, if you see me in town safe, like I'm hiding.
Yeah.
I wasn't posting on the socials like that. Like I was very much like, I was like a hotep queen hiding in my room type of shit.
I can see it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can
Had my
see it.
head wraps, my incense, that was very much, and I was very much like guarding myself. But then, now I'm like out there because I realized that my personality fire, so.
I love it.
Burrs. Chai.
Okay.
Your grandmother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Talk about grandma.
Oh, grandma.
Your grandmother. You have mentioned her a couple of times during this, episode. What one thing did you learn from her, and what do you miss most about her?
What did I learn from my grandmother?
Aside from her introducing you to her friends, her age, like 80s, then you are there with the 80-year-olds. You are talking about Kwame Nkrumah.
I'll start with what I miss the most.
Yeah.
I just miss being able to talk to her. Like, I think that's like, or just like go hang out with her. My grandmother was somebody that it doesn't matter what I'm going through at any point. She's my confidant. Like, I could go to no judgment. And I know that her kids, like my mom and her siblings, are probably like, but when we were growing up, that she was such a disciplinarian. She was mean. But to me, she was like the soft, like.
Because you are her grandchild.
And
that's how they
it
are.
was me and her. Like I know my cousins will be watching this, but I was the favorite.
Yeah.
But but
Hey,
honestly,
claim it, man.
I really do just miss having access to her, having access to her brain, having access to just like her warmth. Like I drive past where her house used to be, and I'm just like, Charlie, I can't believe like.
And what
is something that I took from my grandmother? My grandmother was an extremely industrious. She was an entrepreneur, like super industrious. Like she'll make a business out of anything. Like she started an event rental company just using her own garden chairs. So for her, it's like, if I can make it happen, I will. And I think that resolve is in me as well. Like I'll make a way where there might be no way.
Yeah.
And I think that I owe that to my grandmother. Like never saying that there's no way to do something. You'll always find a way to do it. Yeah.
Dope.
Shout out to grandma.
Shout out to grandma.
That's dope. I said I was gonna ask about your tattoos.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm always skipping on. Like crazy. I see an owl. I see a cat. Obviously.
Ooh, that's Dexter.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Dexter,
like Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a point in my life where I kind of got away from the
cartoons.
and I wasn't very I'm aware of Dexter, but not very aware of the character itself and what it was doing. But what inspired the like series of tattoos? Is there like a meaning to each one and why you put it?
I mean, each of them has meaning. Obviously, there's going to be cats. There's a lot of cats everywhere. Dexter, if you watched, I was a Cartoon Network kid. I was constantly watching Cartoon Network. Dexter doesn't like it when Didi pushes his buttons. I don't like when people push my buttons. Like, don't be pushing it. We gonna get angry. So that's why I got Dexter. I've got this guy, Freaky Fred from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Born Free is the title of one of my mother's poems. So again, when I'm getting tattoos, I'm also thinking about her so that she's not saying, "Why did you get it?" She can't say anything. It was her tattoo. It was her poem. Of course, I've got some. This feels very cliche, but
yes. What's that one?
These ones. This is an eye. This is a. I've also got eyes in different places. Like I'm kind of obsessed.
But did they mean anything to you personally? Even though you said they were cliche.
They do mean something to me though, in terms of like humility, love, strength. Yeah.
Okay.
They do mean something to me. Here, of course, another cat. This is Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. So this is like the first ever Mickey Mouse rendering from Walt Disney. This was the first ever one, but it was also based off of a minstrel. Yeah, it was actually a minstrel. Like it was like he was a mouse, but he was a black man. So this is the very first ever Mickey Mouse. Wow. These palm trees were outside of my grandmother's house growing up. So I used a picture of them, and then we got that tatted. I have my wrists. You know the musician Moby? Have you ever heard of Moby? Eminem used to clown him. He has a song called "We're All Made of Stars." So I have that tatted on my wrist, and then the continuation is on my over here. I have a big piece on my back. I have something on my. I started getting my legs tattooed this year, actually.
Oh, okay.
I have a two-headed cat.
Is it a plan to drench your body?
Yeah, so you know how you were like, oh, you're gonna go to Japan and get it. That's actually my next thing for myself. Is I'm getting a Yakuza-inspired tattoo on my back. And you know the Yakuza, they actually get tattoos and it's like their full back from the top to the down. I'm obviously not gonna get like a Yakuza tattoo because I'm not in the Yakuza and I need to be respectful. But I'm getting an inspired Yakuza tattoo, which is they're gonna start from my shoulders all the way down to my ankles.
Yeah,
your whole body.
My full back from the front to the down.
Mid.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, mid 2000s.
It's gonna be intense.
I had this crazy idea to get a tat, like because I was getting into tats. I love tats, right? But you know, I'm too black, man.
You can't get them. Trust.
Yeah, I know. And I had this thing to get a WD tattoo, but right. But when it flips, it's WOOD, wood. When it's soft, it's WD. And when it expands, you see the OO. How cool is that?
Oh my God.
Like, and I really wanted to have it like one day.
Where are you gonna
You know exactly. No, sir. You need it to grow.
Right. Yeah. So is it gonna be a guy or a girl doing it?
Please, guys, I'm sorry. My thoughts, Charlie.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to go and to repeat this.
No, but let's go back to your tattoos.
Yeah.
I love Mutombo is crazy. That's why he's.
I also have my knuckles. It says boss.
That's painful.
I don't have that much.
Hey, yeah, then Charlie.
So
you're gonna do this Yakuza inspired.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
You should.
And I'm gonna do it in Japan. Yeah.
But in your personal life, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but in your personal life, has it ever been like a thing where it's become a point of discussion between you and a love interest, a partner?
In terms of like my tattoos?
Yeah, like is it like some like they're talking about like, okay, are you gonna stop or
is it enough?
Is it enough? Or
I think I'm lucky that I usually surround myself with people who appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so while I have had, let's say, certain people, not necessarily love interests, but like people in my life that are like, isn't it enough? Like, do you want to get more? Especially because I have one on my face too, like over here, and I want to get more. And they're just like, oh, but is it not enough? But I'm like, it's not your body, so
yeah. I mean, you got to do what you.
Yeah.
I was just having a conversation yesterday with some friends, and I've always said that when people meet you and they want to change things about you, they don't really like you.
I agree with that.
And so if you don't like me, then go like who you like. But
Exactly.
don't come tell me what I should do to fit into your world. I
Exactly.
think that's so disrespectful.
I
so
agree.
continue being you
Yeah.
and keep shining.
What's your take on piercings?
Okay, so I used to have my lip pierced, I used to have my eyebrow pierced, and an industrial piercing in my ear. Now I just have this one and 4 in my ear. I like piercings though. I'm a fan. I kind of want to get dermals. Do you guys know what dermals are? It's like when you get like a piercing in your skin.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that has been keeping me from getting the dermals is that I am clumsy. So there will be a day that I will hook to something.
Yeah.
And you know what? When my nose ring hooks to something, that's already a huge do. I'm okay. Yeah. So that's why I probably won't get the dermals, but I think they're really beautiful piercings.
Yeah. Dope. Let's talk about your open mic.
Ooh, yay.
I've been there
Yeah,
several
you've been
times.
to open mic.
Several times. I think Nana Biku's open mic, I came, but I had to leave.
Yeah.
Because I remembered I had a call. So I've been there several times.
Yeah.
How or why did you feel the need to start an open mic?
So Ria Boss Open Mic is an initiative that was started by myself and business partner Pam Tichwa.
Charles.
Shout out to her. And we realized that, there seemed to be a gap. I love to jam. I love to perform. And I think that we need to also cultivate a culture of like practicing and jamming. And so I really wanted a space where you can have an open mic. You could just come, you can jam, but you're also cultivating a community around people that are also about the craft of music. And so a big thing for me was having a band that's tight, like a band that also can play. When we initially started, our open mic slots would send in like their backing tracks, etc. But that's not ideal for me. I wanted everybody to come and be able to play with the band.
Right.
I think it creates this sort of like need to learn, to be respectful of the craft of music, to understand what it's like to play with other musicians. And so that's really why we founded it, and also an opportunity to showcase different types of talent every month. So we have a theme every month. We've had Flow Frenzy, which is for rappers. We've had Celebrating Women's Voices, which is purely just our Women's Day show. We've had an open mic where we were highlighting DJs. And so DJs came to play, and we had one DJ that's a dancer. So her headline said, well, not only was she like DJing, but she was dancing with a whole crew of it was insane. Like, we've had comedians, we've had people come and do spoken word artists, we've had monologues, we've had all kinds of things, magicians. So it's really an opportunity to showcase all the different types of creativity we have here. And it's once a month. Every month we have 3 different headliners that we spotlight, but then we always have our open mic slots, between 10 to 15 open mic slots that play with our band.
The open mic shaped me.
Yeah.
Bless the Mic back in the day. Lyricist Lounge from way back in the day, 2006, 2005. Open mics shaped me. So I know the importance of open. It builds my confidence.
And that part.
Stage. Yeah. I look, I have no filter when I'm on stage. Like, if you've seen me live before, you can attest to this. There is a gap when it comes to live shows in Ghana. We have so many incredible acts, but there are no avenues to perform. Right. You have lived in the States, open mic, and
everywhere,
Brooklyn, New York,
I was like having the time of my life.
Every single time, every single day.
Every day, you can find something to do.
You can find something to do. Has it, like, do people get it? Do people understand it? And it's free. It's free. How are you funding this?
So, shout out to Jamestown Coffee and Ali Bar, the Nyaneba Collective. I'd done a few performances with them, and they've become almost like family. And so they really give us the space for free because they believe in it. Not only do they do that, but they actually take care of some of the costs as well. So when it comes to the band, rehearsals, etc., they also take care of that, and they also pay particular curators' fees and fees for the artists as well. Okay. They're not super big, because again, it's just an open mic, but it's still, it's almost like an honorarium kind of situation. But it's their belief in us that really has also helped this carry us along. But then last year, we also applied for the Creation Africa Ghana boot camp, and we got in, and we were also the awards we got 15,000 euro. Yeah, we were awarded a grant. And so that grant has also helped us sort of add on to our ability to not only pay artists, but now we're looking at where can we go. So it's not just Ria Boss Open Mic Accra, but we also have done Kumasi. We want to do Tamale because we don't want to just be concentrated in Accra. that's unfair. I think there's talent all over Ghana. We also want to take Ria Boss open mic to Lagos, to Cape Town, Johannesburg. So it's something that we want to see leave the shores of Accra as well.
Yeah. There's a topic that we've had several times on the podcast.
Yeah.
You have to apply for grants elsewhere.
Yeah, that's
not
like
in Ghana.
constantly fundraising.
like the government isn't doing enough to help creatives here in Ghana.
Yeah.
Do you rip your hair out sometimes? Like, do you
A lot of the time.
like because for you can decide to pick your passport and leave. You know, have you ever gotten to that point? Like, how has Ghana been to you, been for you so far since you moved back and since you delved into all of these
there's definitely
little
been
things?
moments where I've been like, Charlie, I think I should leave.
Yeah.
Or it's a bit much for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I'm challenging myself to create a way so more people see that it is possible. Like, that's why all the moments where I'm like ripping my hair out, I'm like, okay, there's a greater good here, Ria. There's a greater good. Just try. Or try to be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
And so, for example, I could have continued ripping my hair out that there was no open mic platforms. And then we were like, okay, let's just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think in every instance here where I feel like I'm angry, it probably fuels me to create a way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're doing a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the words I was struggling to pronounce, even though it's a simple phrase, multidisciplinary artist,
Wait, say so.
is what you're described as in certain places.
Yeah.
So it means you have your hands in a lot of places, you have your mind on a lot of things, your body's having to go. What's keeping you grounded?
Apart from all the things I do, I'm a huge homebody. Like, when I don't have to work or when I'm not doing all the things, I'm home. I'm home with my tea, with my cats, with my painting. Like, those things.
You paint?
I paint. Yeah, I paint as
nice.
well. Yeah. Actually, if you go to Jamestown Coffee in Osu, you'll see two of my paintings on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a homebody, so it's like, and I do a lot of work from home situations. So I think that also helps me to remain kind of grounded, because like I do a lot of things, and so home is my safe place. Yeah. I love my house.
And you said earlier on that like incense, you had an incense palo.
Yeah, I got. Listen, I'm constant.
Same.
If you come into my home,
Same. I have like
and
a
you
whole
complain
stack.
that it's smoky,
Yeah.
I'll be very upset with you. I got
Yeah.
incense burning. In fact, when I
Yeah.
was living there, I was constantly.
Last year I was in India and I brought a whole bag full of incense. Different.
Is it finished?
No, plenty. I have plenty.
Cool.
I mean, I can link you. I can
Thank
give you
you,
some.
yeah.
You know, after. Yeah. Like to piggyback on off of Fred's question. Let me choose the right words. There is something about you, and I do remember the first time I came close to you. People, my family, like my family members are always saying, you there, you are some wizard, you are some witch, you are some, whatever. But I do always get a sense of how someone is or who they are just by being by them. I remember the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
I'll never. Do you remember where?
No, where?
It was close to the beach. It was at a point in time. I was called.
I do remember.
Yeah, that was
Whoa.
the first time, and it's the same for people. Many people I meet. I can tell you at what point in time.
Yeah, I remember.
I got close to you, and you were stuck here. Aside you being on Twitter, I've seen your tweets, Instagram.
Is your Twitter still up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
try to
close to
link
you,
it.
and I felt who you really
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And I still remember how I felt from that day.
Yeah.
And now it's the same.
Wow, I remember.
Yeah. Are you spiritual? Do you believe in anything? Like, are you that type who would meditate? Like,
We were made in his image, then
Yo.
called us by him.
yeah,
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like we are all God. Yeah. I think we all have the power to create our reality.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like the spirituality that I follow.
Yeah.
You know, although growing up, like we were Aquarian Church, so Anglicans. But I think I take a little bit from everywhere. My mother growing up, she had a Quran in the house, a Bible, a Torah, and a lot of different Buddhist scripts.
Yeah.
And so I had the opportunity to read from all of them.
Yeah.
And what you'll find is that religion, this big house with many doors, all trying to lead you to self. And so that's how I see my spirituality. You know, I see that everything that I'm doing is leading me back to myself, or leading me back to what my purpose is, to help then impact on other people. And so you could say my spirituality is rooted in love, compassion, understanding. And that's all love reflected back. Yeah.
You guys have to stream Waiting Room. Check out Ria. So many dope songs on DSPs. You have to check her out. And I'm looking forward to your project next year. You said you're going to France for 4 months.
For 4 months.
To work on it. So I sure know that it's definitely going to be dope.
Fire.
You guys, aside all of these songs on DSP, my rec to you is to see Ria Boss live. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you have to see her live, and Charlie, you come and give me my stone. Charlie, guys, we thank you so much for checking this episode out. We thank you for rocking with us. 7 seasons strong.
Yep.
We are still going. Shouts to all those who have been fan, to the pod. All those who have been telling their aunties and their grandmothers about the pod. And we thank you for leaving reviews, commenting, and sharing our episodes with friends, far and wide. Shouts to Atuma the guitar for rocking with us in season 7. Shouts to the crew, and shouts to everybody who gives us love. The F More Let's Divide podcast, Fred.
We are
This was God.